Помним, не нарушаем. Работаем 3 раунда по 3 минуты. Колющие удары, запрещенные удары в парах запрещены. Внимательно слушаем мои команды. Деремся честно. Ударили лечами, щитами. Разошлись по углам. Судья! 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 Время! Готов! Готов! Бой!
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for a fight between Eugene Bedenko and Ivan Vasiliev. And this is the first fight of the official M1 Medieval project. So this night fighting project started by M1 is three-minute round. It's always a feeling out process in the beginning before strategies really take into effect. Bedenko in the red is a welterweight who represents the Night Fight Club, Zabandia Basha.
For people that have not yet figured this out, these are really real swords. We have to put the accent that the damage are very real. The armor that they're wearing are also very real.
But interestingly enough, over the past 10 years, the armor's gotten lighter. So for someone who's well-trained and has the necessary stamina, apparently, and I've spoken to several of the knights over the past few days, apparently they don't really feel the armor when it's on. And if you use it correctly, it actually minimizes any sort of trauma that you receive. They don't complain about all sorts of things like general injuries that MMA fighters get, ACL injuries, knee injuries, hand injuries. They rarely complain about such things. What they do complain about is that they don't use their helmet properly, there could be some trauma.
Внимательно!
Seems like there's trouble with the red corner. Has to pull it again.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there are takedowns here, there are shots, you can punch, you can elbow, you can do all sorts of things, and the fight can be finished. Whilst a lot of these fights do go to decision, these two fighters in particular have had a history of finishing fights, believe it or not. In red, Ivan Vasiliev is a two-time Russian champion, won in both 2013 and 14. He's the vice champion of White Castle tournament and a multiple prize holder of the Clash of Nations. And he holds an 11-2 professional record. It should be noted that his opponent in the red, Eugene, is actually slightly less experienced, holds a 6-1 record. He's also won the Clash of Nations tournament where he's also a vice champion. So this is very interesting, two Russian champions, and it's very clear that they're both very talented. The use of the sword, which is also blunt. You should note that it's a blunt instrument.
Even just hard when it hit.
Stop! Время! Stop!
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's three-minute rounds. Back for the second round after an entertaining first round of action. The crowd really enjoys watching these night fights. It's very new to them here, but they definitely enjoy it.
These are very spectacular. You gotta have
special attraction. As you can see there, that there was a strike to the helmet, and to explain the point system a little better, strong strikes using the sword or the shield. If it hits the armor, the referee can award, and there's judges on the side, the referee can award a point. A takedown, as we saw in the last round, is worth 5 points. There are 4 judges at ringside judging it, and if for any reason we end up with a draw, split between two judges on one side, 2 judges on the other, there is a 5th judge who decides who's the victor. You can see the fighters are a lot more comfortable now. They're getting a little fancier with their shots.
Even attempting a spinning back kick.
There was a spinning back kick, there was a spinning back fist earlier. It's getting very interesting now.
Surprising that they can pull up these moves even though they have those armors. I guess, as you were mentioning, that the light armors are helping with those moves.
But you still need some extreme stamina. You need to be extremely fit to be able to wear all that and still maneuver for like 9 minutes. It's just...
It must be very difficult to read
I'm sure years in they're used to it. Many of these fighters have been fencing and doing all sorts of historical fencing for 10 to 15 years now. Many of them started in junior high, for instance. They take an interest in it and then it just becomes a hobby to them.
I think with the new popularity of, for example, series like Game of Thrones or movies, Lord of the Rings, I think maybe the sport is now coming back. And as we see, the level is pretty high, so it's impressive to see here right now tonight in Moscow.
Of course, it was M1 Global founder Vadim Finkelstein who came up with the idea to introduce M1 Medieval after he joined forces with Artem last year. It was very interesting to see on M1, on his 50th birthday for M1 Global 50, it was the first night fight. That's when it took place. And it blew fans away at that point. So since then, he has decided to start up M1 Medieval, which at this rate, we're going to be seeing more about 8 to 10 fights of this kind over the year. And over the coming years, we're going to start seeing weight classes develop and championship belts and all sorts of things. Believe it or not, at one point, it could become its own faction, its own affiliate of M1.
Мое мнение, он устал больше, чем ты. Первую серию,